my friends are overdosing. All my favorite venues closing, and I can't win. One step forward, two steps back. It's been a year, brain I've lost track, and I see no end.
Another episode of Solo and Doc with my best friends. We have our producer in the back, the lovely Elisha Martinez, Eric Leonetti. Eric Leonetti, known by many aliases.
Scumbag. Yeah.
Scumbag.
Degenerate.
The delightful Dre Ramirez,
The cackling
most
Dre.
amazing breasts in Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
And the one and only Michael Lynch, my rescuer and my very best friend. And I am the doctor, of course, doctor of many things. Go ahead, say it.
Doctor of relapse. Doctor of business. Doctor of
Whatever.
black
No.
women.
Oh, come on. Anyway, we're here today with another guest, very special guest, Lance. I know Lance a little bit. Michael knows him a lot better than I do. He has a fascinating story that involves, well, I mean, it's fascinating in many ways, one of which is the life he used to live, and the others is the life he lives now in recovery. But Michael, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, thanks for coming out, dude.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I know that you're. I know you very well, and I know this is not something that you like to do.
Definitely not.
Yeah, which is cool,
But it
man, and
is
I really
what it
appreciate it, dude. But you have such an amazing story, and I think that a lot of people are going to get a lot out of it for many reasons. Many reasons that I've known you for 14 years now.
Yes.
And you had just gotten out of doing a life sentence for murder.
Correct.
And I had been at a meeting, and I had now our sponsor speak, and you asked him to sponsor you, and now we're sponsor brothers, and we've been traveling this thing together.
Yeah,
man.
what a shock that was when I showed up at the first sponsee meeting.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, when you were the secretary there, and I knew some of your story because of another person that was there with me,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, Tyson.
Yep.
And then, it's just very fortuitous, my whole journey so far, and the people that I'm able to meet.
Yeah.
And you and Bruno, from the gate, were obviously the right combination for me, to begin and continue.
Yeah, I think it's very important for a lot of us, like when we come in and we have to have an identification. We have to find somebody that can understand us, because I think part of addiction, I think that we feel alone. We think we're the only ones that think the way we do, that have been through what we have been through, and that keeps us from recovering. And I think personally, that's why God will put people in front of each of us that we can relate to and we can hear. And I always say that is I never could hear anything anyone said until Bruno. Right. For some reason, when he talked, I heard him. And I've continued to follow that voice, and that was the first time in my life, But yeah, I wanted to talk about, your, what happened, man, and how you have gone. You committed the most, what would you say, the number one biggest crime that one can commit, which is murder, right?
Murder, yes.
Yeah, and if we back up, before that even happened, let's go to like what life that looked like to lead to that. Like, did you have a good mother and father? Were you raised right?
I had a great family.
Okay.
I had a fantastic family.
And you're Japanese, right?
I'm Japanese.
Yep.
I grew up less than a half a mile here.
Okay.
Which is, my siblings are normies. My parents were. I was afforded everything growing up. I was the oldest son.
Wow.
So
Yeah, and culturally in your culture, that's like
I had a huge advantage, which I didn't take advantage of. I was gifted in sports.
Wow.
And, I look back at it now from when I first started playing sports, how my addictive personality was already out.
How so?
I would practice hours in the backyard. I mean, just because I wanted to be good.
Okay.
I wanted to please my dad in some form because he was my coach.
Got it.
and I wanted just to be that person, whether on the baseball field or on the football field.
Okay.
You know, growing up here in the 70s, 80s was not fun per se for me, being
Why?
Asian. This is all white neighborhood.
And were people racist back then and would
In a
fuck with you?
form, yes.
How
I mean,
so?
that's why all my fights happened in high school.
Got it. Because they were
Behind
racist.
Racist comments.
Wow. So you learned to fight.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, and I look at that too, which is because of my upbringing, which is funny because my sister chose not to spank her kids. So I chose violence to handle my situation. Maybe I wouldn't have chosen that had not that happened, but that's the 70s,
Yeah.
you know, and I accept that.
Yeah.
You know, that's what my parents knew.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for my behavior because I made that choice of violence.
That's right.
You know, that I've understood that, come to understand that.
And when did you start using drugs?
Probably 12, smoking pot.
Okay.
Out here, pot was like a super easy thing.
Oh, yeah.
People had greenhouses out here we used to take off.
Yeah, the Valley, yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that was it. And then
The Valley was known for its weed and porn.
weird combination.
100%. Yeah.
And then pills, yellow jackets, speed, cross tops.
How old were you when you were doing those?
14, 15,
Wow, okay.
16, yeah.
Okay.
I stumbled on a connection on the yellow jackets where I was buying 500 pill jars and then selling them, and I was like, oh, I'm making money and, you know, staying loaded.
So you started hustling really young and started selling dope and stuff like that.
I mean, whether it's dope or little work jobs,
Okay.
hustle's it.
Got it.
I didn't have to,
Yeah,
but I'd rather have than have not.
that's right.
That's how I always looked at it.
Okay.
I used to hustle vegetables.
Really?
Yeah, I used to
Is
walk
that
the
right?
neighborhood with a wagon.
That's funny. Did you steal the vegetables and then resell them to
No,
other
we
people?
grew them in our backyard. I grew up on a 1 acre lot,
Okay.
and several summers we would just grow vegetables and I'd hustle it. And that's how we paid for our fishing gear
That's cool.
as a kid.
So you start hustling dope. You're using dope. Would you consider yourself addicted at that point?
No, of course not.
You didn't consider it, but looking back, were you addicted?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
We're
whether-
always the last one to know.
Yeah. No, it's the use itself, the lifestyle that I thought that I wanted.
Which was what?
Fast, clubs,
Okay.
nice clothes.
Yeah.
You know, just the bullshit. The
Yeah.
exterior stuff trying to fix the interior.
That's
Makes me
right.
feel better.
Addiction.
Yeah.
Addiction
definitely.
even then. And so your drug dealing led to what other crimes?
That was it until this crime here.
This was a one-off crime? Never had did it before?
Never robbed.
Really?
No. It's just a point of desperation. Things weren't happening.
What
in the-
happened? What?
in the
what
val- in the
explain that.
valley.
Why were you desperate?
I just burned my connections. So what am I gonna do?
So
I'm
you
gonna
needed
rob
drug.
a connection.
Got it. Got it. So you for dope.
Yeah.
To
Dope
continue
and
to get
cash.
high.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened?
Now it's called a home invasion.
Mm.
We were there to meet a guy
You say now. Why do you say that like that?
because in the 80s, my crime happened in 86.
Yeah.
It wasn't, we thought we were just doing a robbery,
Yeah. Yeah.
but now it's a home invasion, violence
Yeah.
and everything. And we entered his house,
Okay.
put him on the ground.
At
beat-
gunpoint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I walked in with a shotgun, sawed-off
Okay.
shotgun that actually belonged to LAPD.
And
At
to
one
do
point,
this as your first it belonged to how did it belong to LAPD?
they got robbed of it
Got
by
it.
somebody.
Got it.
And I ended up with it.
Okay. So to do your first crime with a gun. So I went to YA as a kid for residential armed robberies, 212s, which is home invasions, and I was doing them like really young. And but to do when you first do your first robberies, that's a scary moment. It's different. Or were you not scared because of the level of addiction was going on?
Yeah, I mean, everything else trumped actual feelings. It's just get it done. That's how.
Were you
my
loaded when you
mindset-
did it?
No.
So
Was
you were,
not.
but you were looking to get loaded when you did
Well,
it.
of course, afterwards.
He was fiending for it.
Yeah.
Why is the brain? Isn't that a brain thing?
Yeah, no, it is. It's the question is, why do we do what we do to get what we need? And the reason biologically is that people who have real addiction, like we've talked about before, not weekend warriors, not enthusiasts of drugs and alcohol, people who are really addicted, the circuitry in your brain that is controlled by the addiction is the same circuitry that's responsible for basic physiologic needs: thirst, hunger, sex, rest. The thing, you get this urge if you get thirsty enough, as an example. You get thirsty enough, you're going to do anything it takes, whether you know the consequences or not, in order to get a drink of water. It's the same part of the brain that in people like us, everybody in this room, that part of our brains has learned to identify, when I get into this state of discomfort, I need whatever it is I'm addicted to, regardless of the consequences. This is why most of us, now some people might make stupid decisions, but most of us do the unthinkable when we're in that state with very little consideration. And if we do give it consideration, if we do know what the consequences are, like this could really work out bad for me, we'll fucking do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse. This
That's
is
the
the way.
insanity.
This is the way it works. If I get thirsty enough, you deprive me of water for 72 hours, I'll take a fucking bat to his head. If I know he's got water in his backpack, knowing damn well it's wrong, knowing damn well what the consequences might be, knowing it's going to ruin our friendship, knowing I might even kill him, you get me thirsty enough, I'm going to do something like that, knowing all of it. No, it's a fact. And this is, so people...
I would do it to Eric if I was just parched.
Well, no, he's a different... No, people don't minimize... This is what makes addiction so difficult to treat is not everybody who uses drugs and has consequences is an addict, but those of us who are, even if we care what the consequences are, we don't care enough to deny ourselves satisfying this need. It becomes that intense. So you wind up your very first crime doing a home invasion at gunpoint because, God damn it, your subconscious brain is telling you, this is what I need. And you're not thinking about anything else. This is the thing. I mean, think about it. Have you ever played sports? Eric, you wrestled?
No, I played
Basketball, football.
He did ballet.
No, this is, think about this. Have you finish a 2-hour practice and everybody's lined up at the drinking fountain. Is there anything else in your mind other than water? No. I need water. I need a Gatorade. I need...
Get punished at practice for getting called smoking pipe.
Yeah, right. No, what I'm saying, when it comes time to hydrate, there's nothing else on your mind. And you will get it come hell or high water. I've seen, when I used to wrestle, there were
Take it out
guys...
of a freshman's hands.
If
Yeah.
Eric just exercised, he's probably more concerned with his chest pain.
You'll take it out of someone's hands. I've seen people fist fight standing in line for water after a wrestling practice. That same circuit is telling us in times of stress, anxiety, whatever the need is, that the solution is drugs we must have at any cost. And if you're not aware of this, if you're not, if you don't even know that you're addicted,
Yep.
you're going to wind up making very bad seemingly bad decisions. This is what everybody else sees and says, what the fuck is wrong with him? Because it's just too much people don't understand the urge. It literally becomes a need in moments like that.
This drug dealer that you chose to rob, did you know him?
My crime partner did.
Okay. Did you hear he's like a serious dude?
We knew he had a little bit of weight.
Did you think if he finds out he's going to kill you?
No.
'Cause you
It's not, because that consequences was not on the radar
Got
at
it.
all.
Got it.
I mean, he lived around the corner from where I lived.
Okay.
We were both known out here. We weren't hiding. Not gonna hide. Zero.
So you bust in there with a shotgun
Yeah,
from the cops.
and then lay him down,
Okay.
and then basically tie him up and beat him
Okay.
till we got everything.
You beat him so he would give you the information where everything was?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What ethnicity was he?
He was black.
Okay. All right. What kind of drugs were you trying to get?
The coke and cash,
Cocaine or crack?
powder.
Oh, okay. Kilos.
No, just a little bit. We ended up with like two zips
Fuck, 2 ounces.
for that. 2 zips, and like it was maybe 1,500. It was just a very bad,
You guys
poor
took a life
deal.
for $1,500 and
Right.
2 fucking
zips.
ounces of drugs. Wow. And so what happened when you tied him up and you were beating on him?
So that happened. We tied him up so we could go ahead and split,
Yeah.
but not understanding in the matter of when you hog tie a person with his legs behind them, they basically suffocate.
Wow. So you left there not knowing that you killed him.
No. We found out later that he did
How'd
die.
you find out?
When they came looking for us. And which is ironic because, so they show up at my place.
How did they know? How'd the cops know?
My understanding is that somebody we knew said that we were doing dirt that night, and it all
A
clicked.
CI, some kind of confidential.
I don't-
Rat. All right.
I never looked into it because to me, that's beyond. What am I going to do about it? I don't have anybody out here to get rid of a witness if I chose to or anything. That wasn't my get down.
Got it. Got it.
And then-
Now, when you found out that you had taken a life, did anything within you like change, or did you have a feeling on that, or you were?
At that exact moment, only that, oh shit, now we got a murder on our hands.
So it was just only about you,
Right,
And the
of course.
consequences you're gonna have. You weren't even thinking
Zero,
about
it
his
wasn't,
life.
yeah, that was it. And it was funny because when I got booked, my only question is, okay, how much is bail?
Not even about
let's
the
make
life.
this happen, get out. And when the jailer, right over here in Reseda, says, oh, you have a no bail. I said, what are you talking about? All I got is a murder. And I said that, all I have is a murder.
All I have is a murder.
He says, no, you have a murder robbery, which in California is a special circumstance case, which is theoretically a death penalty case.
Oh shit! So you get busted, and they just told you got a death penalty case.
Yeah, but
At that point, how
I
did
knew
you
I
feel?
wasn't going to get the death penalty. I already knew that.
Okay.
That's an automatic.
Wow. To be that, were you? Prior to that, had you done time?
No, I've never been arrested.
Holy crap! You had never even
Your
been
first
arrested.
Holy shit.
Under the radar.
Your
I
first
wasn't
arrest
trying
for
to
some
kick up a
murder.
whole lot of dust out here.
Wow. That was your first arrest.
Murder.
Correct.
So you were tripping because you didn't even know how prison was, how the gangs are, how.
I knew how gangs are, but not gangs in prison.
Yeah. It is different. Yep.
I was just, really just straight true fish going in, both county jail. When I hit county jail,
And you're Japanese. There's not a lot of Japanese in there.
there wasn't hardly any Asians
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. So what'd you do?
I did in jail. I just did my own thing. Me and my crimey.
Okay.
My crimey was at first he was on the 4,000 floor, which in the gang module. He was in the gang module. in
Why
one
is
of the
he?
pods.
Was he a gang member?
No, he wasn't. They split us up. They
Got it.
put him on that side of 441, and then I was on 3,000, 3,600.
Got it.
And it was crazy because the first night I was in the cells, they had a riot. And
Fuck.
It was just.
And you're like,
fuck?
welcome to fucking prison. This is
Yeah.
gonna be the rest of my life.
Yeah, it was just. So. that
Did
was
people
it.
try to fuck with you at all?
No,
Cool.
How old were you? I'm sorry. How old were you, Lance?
23.
23.
Oh, shit,
Wow.
you're
Just
young.
turned 23.
Young.
Wow.
First crime, going to these places. So you end up getting, what was the time that they gave you?
I took a deal for 15 to life second-degree murder, pled no contest to escape responsibility.
Okay. So they gave you 15 to life,
Right.
and you end up doing how much time on that?
24 years, 11 months.
So it's funny that you say this. That's why I asked that, because you're upset that you didn't do 25.
I
You did
used to hold
24 and 11 months.
I used to be a little
got
hot
shorted.
about that. Yeah, got shorted.
You got shorted. So going into prison, man, that's a long time. There's not a lot of people that have done straight time like that. Oh, not
But
many.
realistically, I deserved it because my behavior never changed until
even in there?
No.
How so?
I would try to deal drugs. I dealt for these folks out of Bakersfield. Yeah.
Got it.
Crime is crime, you know, and it's more amplified in there because that's a hustle.
Yeah, everything in there is criminal activity.
Yeah.
We don't get better in there. We get
Definitely
worse.
not.
Yeah.
Look at your company that you keep.
Correct. We were just talking about this yesterday. We become what we are around.
Right.
And so this is the interesting part that I find interesting. Is so you go in there, you start using.
I didn't start using dope until like 91 or 92 speed.
Meth. Who the fuck wants to do meth in that makes your time longer, bro.
Dude.
The game is to do
backwards.
heroin to where
Right.
you nod half of your time, you sleep half of your time.
I didn't figure. It took me a while to figure that one.
Bro, so you did 50 years basically.
Man, that was some long nights. Yeah. It was
Oh
terrible.
shit, dude, meth in prison. No, I never did that. I don't want longer time. So you start doing drugs and you're doing crime and you're doing all this stuff. Do you get involved in any of the politics or any of
I
that
did
stuff?
in 95, 96.
So the viewers, I'm not going to say, how do I say this the right way? Because I can't talk about some things in prison. When we say politics, there's these, some of us go in there and decide that we want to be part of certain groups. And with these groups, we have to go by rules that are established in there. And these rules are very serious, life and death can be. And it's a weird kind of thing because one would think you'd go to prison and you'd want to have the easiest time. You wouldn't want to be involved in violence. You wouldn't want to be worried about somebody stabbing you all the time. But a wild thing happens for some of us. We go in there and we make a decision. I want to get involved in politics, and I want more chaos. I want more life and death in a situation. And there's always like a small group of us that are doing all this stupid shit and making it hell. And we choose it with these crazy rules and, you know, and you get involved in these things and you can't get out of it, you know, even if you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have got involved, but it's too late. And once you're in it, that's it.
It is
you
what
know?
it is. Yeah.
It is
I
what
mean,
it is. Yeah.
I think for those of us that do that, make that choice.
Yeah.
Because I was just hanging out with the Asians up until that point. Literally the easiest road you could
I know
do.
you guys have the other car. Yeah, you guys have the easiest car in all of
Right.
prison, the Asians.
And I probably chose the hardest one to ride.
Yes, you did. Which is what? The Southsiders.
Southsiders.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, you did. They have
What's
the
the
most.
Southsiders?
They're the Southern Mexicans
Southern Mexicans.
and gangs, and they're very the most. I gotta be real careful how I talk right now. They're the most organized. They have the most politics
I don't
If-
believe so.
compared to the other groups. I'm talking about comparative to the other groups.
No, the other folks from up north are way more
Okay.
structured.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Let's not go there. Let's not
Yeah.
go there. Let's not even. We're gonna get scrape off of that. Yeah. So you're involved in all this chaos in there, and you're turning your time into harder time.
But I'm not looking at it like that. I'm able to do more shit now. Make a little bit more money. Move a little bit more dope.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, and it keeps you busy. The thing is, the hustling in there. That's why I always hustled. Everything from lighters to porn to drugs to everything. I hustled everything in there, and it took up time. It was like kept me really
That's
busy.
how it becomes. That lifestyle is how I get through day by day. In there.
Yep, same. And all the politics and all the crap. So you start doing all that stuff, right? And at this point, or I should ask you this. Was there a point while you were in prison where it really set in what you had did to another human being?
It wasn't until the end, towards the end of my term. So for 22, 23 years, I did that. And then all of a sudden, I seen lifers being found suitable.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So what a lot of people don't know, you know, you heard him say they gave him a 15 to life. Why wasn't he out at 15 years? You just heard he did almost 25. Why is that? So in California, explain what California was
by
doing.
law, I was supposed to be eligible for parole at 10 years. Actually, 9 years, 6 months.
And what that means is that you go before the parole board.
That's your first parole hearing.
Yep.
But at that time, they weren't going by the law. They were using terminology that allowed them to not find us suitable.
As in, they let nobody out during these times.
1/2 of 1%.
1/2 of 1% would they let out. Yeah, so they would give these life sentences and basically what they handed you was a life without parole, which is illegal. You're supposed to go before the board. If you've changed and you've served your time that you were sentenced to, you should be considered to be able to come out on parole. But they weren't even doing it.
Right.
And then what happened? Because with your whole group, it started changing.
Yes. I was the first generation.
Yep.
The first wave of people to understand what was required, how to word it, and present it to the board. That's basically what's going on now. And I lucked up into it because when I was preparing for boards in 2009, and I asked my sister to get me an attorney because I don't even care about the board. I knew that if I could present my case and get it on paperwork, I could go to the courts and get a writ of habeas corpus and be released via that way. Pretty much like 95% chance.
Wow.
My sister did that, got me probably the best attorney, parole attorney. He prepared me. The preparation is very much like step work. And that's probably why I'm successful today. I just spoke to our sponsor about that like last month for a few hours. Why is it so easy for me to
Why? Because you wrote like your whole life in there?
I did.
Oh,
I
wow.
did a book over 60, 70 pages worth of writing. He
Of
had
what?
me doing from my childhood, what I thought about my addiction and how it led to the crime, where murder or robbery was the answer to my solution. Why did I continue my criminal activity in prison? How was that?
You wrote that in the book that you're going to give to the...
That I have to be able to explain. He wanted me to know these answers should they ask anything. Anything.
Got it.
He's just preparation.
Wow. And so when you started writing, is that when the change started happening within you?
It did. Also, too, I had to me, the politics of prison started becoming very gray to me.
How so?
The people that ran the yards had too many gray areas. Before it was just black and white.
Correct.
You either do or you don't.
Correct.
And if you don't, you're gone.
Correct.
And that gray area just fucked me up. You know, there's too many exceptions.
Yes.
I didn't grow up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I started moving away, and literally when I got down south, when it was just us down here, I talked to somebody, and I said, look, I'm done with this bullshit.
In prison, you did this?
Yeah,
Wow.
which was huge.
And did you think they're going to try to kill you?
I thought they were going to move on me.
Yeah, because that's how it goes. You say, hey, we
Yeah.
call that as a dropout.
Dropout.
And you're going
And I
to...
stayed on the yard.
Holy... So this is what he means for you viewers. There's people that go to prison, they get caught up in, they're gang members, you get involved in this stuff, and a lot of times you don't know what you're signing up for, and you get, into some heavy stuff, and some people will get scared, and they go and tell the cops, and they drop out, or a lot of times they get themselves in these dope debts, which happens a lot in there, and then they go to the cops, and but nobody goes to the shot callers and say, I don't want to play with you anymore, and then stay on the yard without getting stabbed. How the fuck did that happen?
It's just the timing was right.
Wow.
Politically.
And you're like, fuck it, like within you, you're like, fuck it, man, I'm done with this shit.
It
Handle your
didn't
business.
make sense anymore.
And you were like,
and
handle your
I'm
business.
willing to deal with the consequences because I'm not going to lock up.
That's
I
right.
got too much time in.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to lock up.
That means protective custody. He's not going to do
that's
that.
not
yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah. Wow.
So it
that
is-
takes courage right there, bro.
I mean,
He says no. Yes, it does.
The worst they could do was stab me.
Yeah.
They're not going to try to kill
That's
me.
it. That's exactly the worst that they can do is
No,
stab you.
but there's a difference between checking
Yeah.
and trying to kill somebody.
For
in there.
sure. For
The
sure.
worst they could do is try to
Just
check me.
Yeah, stab you a couple times.
Right.
Yeah.
And to me, it was worth it because I see a bigger picture going down.
Which
Dudes are going home. A guy that I seen back in the late 90s being taken off the yard for a stabbing
Yeah.
had been found suitable twice now.
Wow.
And he was on my yard, or
Wow.
I was on his yard.
Wow.
And I'm like, damn. So I was in his ear. How the fuck did he do it? What's going on?
Yeah.
You know? And he didn't talk to me for a while. And I had known him since '88.
And you had, prior to this, you pretty much were hopeless, thinking you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison, right?
I'm in prison, period.
Every day you
And
woke
I
up.
lived that way.
Yeah, and every day you woke up knowing you're never going to get out, even though that's not your sentence. And then
Correct.
you all of a sudden you see a guy getting out. And it's like, holy shit.
Right.
Wow. So game changer. You're like, fuck it, I'm done with politics. Let's start writing a book.
Let's try to figure this out.
Yeah. Wow.
And you're loaded at this during
Yeah,
this
I
period?
used dope all the way until the night before I was paroled.
Wow. You used dope all the way until the night you were paroled.
Right.
Damn, bro. That's an expensive habit in prison. That's what a lot of people don't know.
I'd hustle.
Yeah, you gotta hustle. Yeah, something that would probably cost out here $2 maybe.
Maybe $5 paper.
Maybe $5 is 50 in there.
Yeah.
Is a 50 paper.
Definitely.
They call them papers, and it's like this little. You can hold it up to the light and see through it. It's like it doesn't even get you loaded. It gets you well.
Right.
You know,
That's all I did.
just to get well.
I never got loaded.
What a horrible existence.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were just straight the whole time getting loaded,
Trying to.
trying to. Yeah.
Working hard.
Yeah. Sucks when lockdown happens.
No, we made it happen. You can make it happen. I got to go to the MTA, something.
Yeah. So, wow. So you started doing all this stuff and you started writing this book and you,
2010, I started that.
wow. And what was the change within you?
Realizing that I took a life. Not my consequences, but what happened to his family, his sons, my family. Yeah, that was heavy, very heavy to look beyond myself.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
It was very difficult.
Wow. And so you end up getting out. You
Wait,
evidently- oh,
this is the miracle too. Part of my
Okay.
miracle. So my first board of prison terms was in '93. I had a board member. Back then there was a three-person panel,
okay.
and she was on it. Called me arrogant, and I couldn't figure it out because up until that point I had 0 write-ups. I did the programs, I did the college, everything. Let me out. But I was still arrogant. I was still in my criminal behavior. But that lady was on my last board. It's crazy as fuck that she's down there. I heard she was down there. I didn't want to face her because she was rough. And then they told me, yeah, she's down here. I'm like, fuck, I got no chance. Let's just get the shit on paperwork and go, you know? Went in there and spoke. She asked me everything about my crime. But I was a different person at that time, from almost 20 years, over 20 years, 25, 24 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
After they said I was suitable, she actually made the statement. She said, I remember you. I remember your arrogance, but I could see that you're a changed person, and I hope you continue this path you're on. When you get outside to face the different difficulties. That's been in my mind.
And there you go. So you get out and those difficulties. So you get out and you use the day before you get out.
Thinking that I won't use again
That's what
because I don't know anybody.
So you were thinking you're just gonna not get high anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come back to these places ever again.
Well, I wasn't afraid going back to prison, honestly, because all it would be a violation I could do that standing on my head. Didn't care.
That's sad. That's sad when your life has been only that, and it doesn't even
Right.
matter if you give more back.
I see that now.
Yeah.
I didn't, my game plan was, honestly, okay, I come home, I'm clean, I'll be able to stay clean because I don't know anybody, get back in the game, make money. And then if I catch a drug beef, who cares? What are they going to do to me?
Got it.
Because you can't give me a life term. I only got one strike,
Wow.
right? So that's just retarded thinking.
So what happened?
When I get out, my mom's dying. She's in the hospital. I call my homeboy up that's in there from the area out here. Got a connection. And just went on. It wasn't a sick one. It was just, I was on one.
Okay.
And that went on for October, November, December, January, 4 months. My mom had passed. She passed 17 days after I came home. The day I came home was the last day she was coherent. And then January 31st, I just became tired of it. I had cash, dope, syringe, and was fixing, and my dog was looking at me, and it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? My family spent money to get me out here. All I'm doing is nothing. I'm on my way back. Literally, I thought, okay, you're on your way back. And that's when the next day I called my sister up, hey, I want to do something. That's the first time I admitted I wanted to do something.
Wow.
And she found a place out in Pasadena for me.
That you and I both went through.
Yeah.
We went through the same treatment center.
And she got that place because at that time it was very strict.
Yes, very strict. Yep.
To me, it wasn't strict.
Not compared to where we're from.
Freaking had
Yeah.
night yard.
Yeah, that yard. That was like super special needs yard right there.
It was a trip because it was so easy for me to conform to their rules.
Yeah,
because
program.
it's just simple rules. Very easy.
But then what about, so then that's when we met, and that's when you got our sponsor, and Dr. Kenny, if you guys don't know, is also our sponsee brother. We're all in the same sponsee family. And now you get out of another institution, which is treatment too, because it's just another institution. Then what? Was life hard? Was it like?
It wasn't hard because I didn't have anything. The only thing I had was hope that it's going to be different. When I came home,
what
everybody
gave you that hope?
That I have a semi-answer to my addiction. First of all, I finally accepted I'm an addict.
There you go.
I got to do something about it if I want to stay out here and do something with my life at 48.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I'm at Impact,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm an ad sag from society. I put myself, and I literally thought that I'm an
That's
ad
a way.
sag
That's a
again.
crazy way to look at it, dude. Yeah, when we're in treatment, we're in ad seg, administrative segregation.
I
from
wasn't
society.
even good enough to stay out here.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
Yeah, yeah, to an institution.
Yeah.
And so you had that moment, and then had you known about the 12 steps before or anything like that?
Not really. I went to NA in there
Yeah.
for 19 years.
Oh shit.
NA in there is so we can meet other people from other yards.
That's right. That's what we were talking about yesterday with Garrett. It's where we can pass kites and do all of our politics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get out here and it's introduced to you and you meet Bruno and I.
Right.
And we
People that I could relate to.
Yeah.
That's been where I've been.
Yeah. That was God's shot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And since then, man, how's life been?
Life is perfectly going upwards with few valleys, but valleys that I could deal with today and deal with it in a healthy manner.
Yeah.
And I can recognize that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still times when my addiction's live and kicking. Fucking Amazon
Amazon.
kicks my butt.
Pushing buttons despite negative consequences.
Offer up. You know?
Yeah. What do you like to do now? What are your favorite things to do out here?
Man, I'm a foodie.
Yep. Me too.
I recently got engaged at 62.
Yes.
You know, thank you.
Right
Yeah.
on.
To the right woman, right situation, right understanding. I mean,
What does she think of your past?
She doesn't.
That's awesome.
We talked about it.
Were you afraid to tell her that you were in there for murder?
No,
You weren't. You
I
just
am
said
never
just
afraid
lead
to say
with it.
that. I mean, it is. I can never change that.
That's awesome.
All she saw is
You think it's
me.
the program that got you to be that way, where you're just honest from the beginning?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah. You have to be. If you're in hiding, what are you doing? You're taking yourself backwards.
Yep, yep. Wow. So that's a cool relationship, and you get to go. You go down to Mexico all the time.
I go to TJ as much as possible because of her.
Yeah.
I have kids that call me abuelo.
Wow.
They're young.
Wow.
You know, her family is very accepting. I don't think they know where I've been, which is not my
Yep.
thing. It's up to her to explain that. But they'll understand that when the wedding happens because my boys are going to be there. It's obvious where we've been.
These are your friends that also
Sounds like
had
my
lives
wedding.
That had, yeah. It's like his wedding. A bunch of criminals. So these are your friends that also got out of doing life sentences.
3 of them did. One had a lot of time. But these are 4 men that actually were friends to me before I could be friends with them, be a friend of them.
Because you weren't capable.
I wasn't capable
Why?
because of my addiction. I was too wrapped up into making it happen.
Yeah.
You know, being an addict and that's a 24/7 job.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Even out here, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just addiction.
Yeah.
Wow. And so freedom. Now you have freedom today in so many ways. That see
I
somebody.
was thinking about that today. Today I woke up and I needed to get some work done. I didn't have to do it for work, but I chose to do it so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. Do my errands. And what do I get to do? I get to go chase a food truck up in Northridge after this. You know, those type of choices. Anything that I do today is by choice. I don't have to worry about police coming to my house or anybody taking my stuff.
Come in your you're not coming in your cell to take your stuff.
It's not like I got a bunch of stuff, but nothing that I do have.
But you have a bunch of stuff. You just rode up on a motorcycle. Yeah, you have a pretty good life, bud.
I have a great life.
Yeah, you do.
And it's something, you know, the freaking cliches we hear, the life, you know, you'll gain life beyond what you ever thought of.
Beyond our
Stuff
wildest
like-
dreams.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have that.
Yep.
I'm living that.
Yep.
And I'm proof that somebody from my position that did a gang of time, it doesn't have to be life. Any amount of time in prison sucks or jail, but can do something with their lives if they're an addict, if they choose the NA way. Now, granted, you know, honestly, I'm the laziest motherfucker in NA.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that if we're comparing ourselves on to other people, which we're not supposed to do, I feel like everyone's program. The cool thing about the program is it's individualized for us. And at the end of the day, I would say whatever you're doing evidently is working because you are a miracle. And you hear that a lot in these rooms, but like, bro, the chances of a 23-year-old kid going into prison and what prison does to us and transforms us into animals. And we're not talking about a little bit of time, bro. You did more time than you were alive
At that time, yeah.
at that time. In this culture of evil, selfishness, chaos, and it was your norm. And then to do that, because it's not this whole game here in recovery or addiction, a lot of times we think, man, it's like, oh, it's getting rid of the drugs. The fuck? No. It's fucking changing every single fucking part of who we are, undoing all the things
That's right.
that we had done to us or that we bought into or whatever the fuck. And the journey that you've been on, like anyone that knows you, bro, you're the kindest guy. You're like a very kind individual. You look scary. I get it. But you do. You know, he looks a little scary, right? But you are so kind, you know,
Thank you.
and you help anybody. You're just a good dude, and you're always trying to advocate. I know that even coming on the show, I talked to you prior because the one thing that you will not do and are against is glorifying prison or murder, like any of that. Like, you're not trying to be thinking that shit's cool, because it's not.
Definitely not.
Yeah, and your life reflects that today, dude. And it's like, so I would say, quit looking at how, you know, saying that you're not the best in recovery. The fuck you're not. You're the best because of what you are right now. That's true. Do you believe in God?
Definitely, which I didn't at the beginning of this. And I never, when I entered in the process of NA, it wasn't even, all I cared about was finding a solution, which is a lot easier said than done, a lot simpler said than done, and having a God. I think the God component has, because I see it every day. Every day, my life is so different because of God.
Yes.
And as long as I keep on believing that, or having faith in it, I should say, that it will continue to be good or different than the path of active addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, I think only God is so powerful that can transform people like you and want to, and because it's a miracle, you know, that you're functioning out here, bro, that you're positive out here, that you're not, you know, we keep returning to everything we're comfortable with. And then we get there and we're like, why are we fucking here?
Right.
You know, and you look at, especially with recidivism rates of prison, man, it's such a, yeah, dude, it's like we all go back.
Is that high?
We all go back. And people like you, we're telling you that you spent your whole life in there. This is a whole different life. Everything's different out here. Like how respect, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
That concept when I came home.
Same.
Definitely had a.
Explain that.
I mean, somebody just brushing against you and not saying anything. Somebody standing too close to you in the market. Like, bro, back the fuck up.
Because in there, that's a real disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, today,
Normal people, they're just going on with their lives.
yeah,
and
they
they're not
have
even
no
thinking.
cognizance of what, and it's wrong for me to think that because it's prison. That's
Correct.
prison thinking.
Yes, it is. I had to.
I understand that now.
And I had to get, like, Bruno would say to me a lot, I'd be like, bro, I'd feel disrespected. And he'd be like, you mean your feelings are hurt? I'm like, the fuck? No, my feelings aren't fucking hurt. I'm disrespecting. He's like, that just means your feelings are hurt. I'm like, this is crazy, dude. And I'm like, bro, it's common sense. All this is common sense. And you know what he would say? Is it? Who taught them? And I used to just brush that shit off. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, dude. Somebody bumps into me or somebody says something in a certain way to me. They know what they're doing. And so if I do something to them, it's right. And as time went on, it's like I really understand what he meant is you and I were taught what respect is in that world. We were taught that. We didn't just wake up one day and have that. The same way out here, everyone is taught what they're taught or not taught what they're taught. And I had to wrap my head around, especially in recovery. In recovery, we're so eclectic. And people are so different in their mannerisms and what they do, who they are. And our ideology in recovery, I would like to say, I think that the center of all of recovery is love. That's our main principle, I would say, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And everything we do should be reflecting that. But, you know, if we don't conform from that world that we were at to this world and have that as the base, then we continue to put ourselves right back in where we're used to what respect is, where we're used to how people should act. You know, did you struggle with that and you'd be like, people should be acting this way or that way when you got out?
For a while.
Yeah.
For a while.
How are you now?
I couldn't understand just common, like I said, when people cross your paths, or why they had to stand so close to me in the market checkout line, they just. But then I started to understand it. You guys just don't know. You know what I mean? Just simple things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm putting my feelings on them and not trying to understand them, that they don't have that. They may not have the capability of understanding that. And that's not my problem. That's no longer my problem.
Yeah, but who's to say it's a problem at all? Maybe you were misprogrammed.
Yeah, I would think that I got on my program from prison. I would come to the fact that I'm probably wrong.
Yeah. It's always a matter of perspective, which brings me to a question I do have for you. I'm curious. I asked Michael this, and I'd like to ask you the same question. 24 years and 11 months. Did you take was there a benefit that you find now on the outside? Something you actually did learn? Yeah.
I did. I mean, like, I'm into programs. I had one of the hardest programs. I put myself in the hardest program for negative consequences. Now I'm in a program for nothing but positive consequences. I've also learned to, in there, you don't really want to ask people for help, because there's always a hook. And out here, I've been able to do that.
That's a huge transition. That was one of my biggest struggles, still is sometimes, is that asking for help. And it's because we live a life that you don't do that, because then you owe.
So that's what I was going to ask. That's because you're tied to some favor or some.
You be holding my pocket.
So yeah, to answer his question, what other things do you think you got out of there too that you use today?
The understanding of gratitude, the process to get to that point, the process of remorse. And I only gained those two specific things probably the last year and a half, 2 years, because of my attorney. But I know the value of them.
Because you never knew them before.
I never cared about them before.
Right.
Never. I never cared about other people's feelings.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, Lance. You and I couldn't have more different stories, but I think I've said to Michael, and I definitely said it to Bruno, I don't think I ever, one, understood gratitude, or two, gave a fuck about gratitude. I mean, it's something I just never thought of until probably the last 2 years, for sure. And the only reason is because I can look back at the previous 30, having discussions with guys like Michael and Bruno, a couple of meaningful people. And now it's something when I say the word now, I mean it, and that's something that escaped me for 50 years.
Do you think it's something with brain power, like smart people just don't have any gratitude? They give everything else, you know what I mean? Like, you think that's...
But you have no brain power,
Yeah,
and you didn't have gratitude either.
You're a total fucking retard, and you. No, but I identify that with that 100%. I really, that's why, it used to make me curious why, whether it's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Tallahassee, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Malibu, California, no matter where you went, even though the program may change, different personalities, different ways of doing meetings, one thing you can always find in every single meeting schedule anywhere in this country is a gratitude meeting. I never understood why that was. It used to irritate me. It did. It would make me fucking angry. But then in the last 2 years, I started asking this question, like, maybe it's important. Is what
Maybe it's
and then when I actually discovered what it meant, and I mean really meant, just in the last 2 years, it's one of the most powerful forces in my recovery.
Would you
I will
guys
say that.
Would you guys agree that one of the best benefits that we have, all of us sitting in this room, of having such fucked up ass lives, is that maybe we have more gratitude than the average person?
Maybe.
Because without rain, do we really appreciate the sun as much?
I don't.
Yeah, I think not only the amount, but quality, and be able to understand and see things in front of us that we should be grateful for.
Yes.
Because we notice. I'll
That's
still,
right.
dude, I've been out for 18 years, dude. And before I was always in there, and I haven't lost that. I'll be driving in my car and I'll just tear up. And it's crazy because I tear up out of gratitude today. I haven't cried since I was a little kid out of sadness. But I tear up like a baby just because I'm so grateful. And I'll sit there and be like, man, I'm driving in a straight line right now as far as I want to. And no one can tell me anything. That alone is so powerful. And then I look around at all the other cars and I'll be like, I'll bet I'm the most grateful person right now on this freeway.
I've done that.
Because not one of them understand how badass it is that we're able to just drive.
Right.
They're just like pissed off. Like I don't get road rage. I never get road rage. I never get upset when I'm
too.
No, I don't. I don't get road rage. I never do.
teasing.
I never get
Really?
road rage.
Wow,
Never.
I wish I could admit that.
I don't ever get road rage. That might have something to do with it. Yeah, that's gratitude. Her name's Gratitude. That's her stripper name. That was her strip. That's what I was talking about the whole time here. It was a stripper.
I don't know if I'd be upset ever driving a $250,000 car either.
I thought she was gonna say she would be giving me the head. She would be. Both.
Yeah.
But you know, when I learned that, it's funny. Yesterday I was talking about that stupid gratitude calendar Bruno had me do that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do. I always thought the morning gratitude stuff was dumb, right? All 75 times I relapsed, I thought that was dumb. And
Loaded, you're like that stupid shit.
yeah, right. So Bruno said to me this time, he says, "I want you to do this fucking calendar, and I want it every day." And I didn't want to do it, of course, but I did it. And the more I actually wrote little sentences and paragraphs, after a couple of months, I started understanding I started putting some thought into what I was writing. And now gratitude 2 years later is just, I start my day with it because it just locks me in for a much better day. But it's funny that I can say now, I used to say the word all the time. I'm grateful. I wasn't grateful for anything.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep. We get happy.
I was
moments
happy.
of happy
Right.
caused by some outside thing.
Right.
I'm grateful for this car that
Yes.
is repoed 2 months later. Right? You know what I mean? I'm grateful for my wife that I'm cheating on.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, not the current wife, by the way.
Just to be clear. Yet.
No.
Yet.
My ex-wife. Oh.
I'm kidding.
But no, I actually become very protective of the things I'm grateful for today.
And I think that, there's a saying in the program. It says, a grateful addict never gets loaded. And it's crazy because he just told a whole story about being imprisoned. I know your whole story, and you were imprisoned in your addiction. And that freedom, I think, is the reason that they say that a grateful addict will never get loaded is because when we're grateful, we feel free. We're finally free of our addiction. And that's not just the use of drugs and alcohol. It's our addiction. And when we're free, we don't want to be feeling any other way than how we feel right now. Right. I don't need an outside thing to make me feel differently. I love how it is right now. Tearing up, driving down the freeway in a fucking car, in traffic.
That's right.
Well, dude, you're an amazing dude. And I really appreciate you coming on our show, man.
Thanks.
very grateful.
Thanks for having me.
You're a good example, dude, that no matter how far down the scale you've gone, you can transform your life and you can be, not just change your own life, but you can be a reflection to others that they can change their life like you are, which is awesome. And I think it's very important. Your story is different than a lot of people's. And that's why it's very important that people see you and see the example that change can happen no matter how crazy life was before,
It definitely can. Yeah. Definitely can. I mean, like I said, I've been fortunate for the people I've met from the very beginning of this whole thing. And each one has taught me or forced me to think differently about things in a positive manner.
Yep.
Even the ones that have passed away.
Yeah. That's what we talk about a lot. It's all about our circle. It's all about the people. It's all about the people. We become what we're around, and those people help us, guide us in this new life, you know, and keep us in this new life.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Lance, thank you so much for coming out. That was
you.
a fantastic segment. We're really grateful. I'm sure I'll see you at the next sponsorship meeting.
Yep.
You know what? Just enough. I'm going to kick you out of this. Anyway, that's it. Check us out on Solo and Doc on all social media platforms, and check out Fuck the Stigma on all social media platforms.
Cool.
Yeah.